year is 1944. The world is engulfed in the flames of World War II. In the skies above Europe, a different kind of battle rages. Allied airmen, young men barely out of their teens, are locked in a deadly dance with the Luftwaffe. Every night, they climb into their bombers, facing flak and enemy fighters. The roar of the engines is deafening. The air is thick with the smell of oil and sweat. The men are crammed into the cramped space. Their faces illuminated by the dim red glow of the instrument panel. They fly into the teeth of the enemy defenses, determined to strike a blow against the Nazi war machine. But something else is up there with them in the darkness. Strange lights that defy the laws of physics. Are they a secret weapon of the enemy? No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. The men who fly in the night are about to enter a world of mystery and terror. The pilots, seasoned veterans of air combat, initially dismissed the lights. They were tricks of the light, they thought, but the sightings persisted, and the lights seemed to be growing bolder. They would fly alongside the bombers, pacing them. They would dart back and forth as if toying with them. The pilots were baffled. Then the story started to spread. Pilots from different squadrons began reporting the same thing: strange, glowing orbs following their planes. The lights seemed particularly interested in the 415th Night Fighter Squadron. These men were the best of the best. If anyone could identify these mysterious lights, it was them. One pilot described the lights as like someone had dragged a match across a black velvet cloth. Another said they looked like Christmas lights, only much faster. The lights were typically described as being round or oval in shape. They could move at incredible speeds. Some pilots described them as moving erratically, while others said they moved in a fluid, almost intelligent manner. Whatever they were, the lights were becoming a problem. They were distracting the pilots and affecting their ability to focus on their missions. The men were starting to get spooked. They had already faced death in the skies over Europe. Now they were facing something even more terrifying: the unknown. The lights were a mystery, and their presence was a constant reminder that even in the midst of war, there were things in the world that defied explanation. Word of the strange lights quickly spread throughout the ranks. It wasn't long before the phenomenon had a name: Foo Fighters. The name, a slang term used by the 415th Night Fighter Squadron, was inspired by a popular comic strip of the time, Smokey Stover. As more and more pilots reported encounters with the Foo Fighters, the mystery deepened. The sightings were not confined to a single location. Pilots from both the Allied and Axis powers were seeing them. The Foo Fighters seemed to operate with impunity, appearing and disappearing at will. Theories about the nature of the Foo Fighters ran rampant. Some speculated that the lights were secret weapons deployed by the Germans or the Japanese. Still others entertained the possibility that the Foo Fighters were alien spacecraft. The mystery of the Foo Fighters captured the imagination of the public as well. The Foo Fighters became a symbol of the strange and unexplained. The first reported sighting of a Foo Fighter came in November 1944. The 415th Night Fighter Squadron was flying a night mission over Germany. Lieutenant Edward Schluter was at the controls of his P-61 Black Widow. He noticed something strange. 8 bright orange lights appeared in the distance. They seemed to be flying in formation with his plane. Schluter was baffled. His wingman, Lieutenant Donald Meier, confirmed the sighting. The lights were moving at incredible speeds. They seemed to be pacing the Black Widow. After several minutes, the lights vanished into the night. Schluter and Meier were shaken by the experience. When they reported the sighting, they were met with skepticism, but they were adamant. They knew what they had seen. The Foo Fighters, as they jokingly dubbed the lights, had announced their presence. Little did anyone know that this was just the beginning. As the war raged on, so too did the Foo Fighter sightings. Reports poured in from pilots flying in every theater of operation. Over the skies of Germany, France, Italy, and the Pacific, the strange lights continued to appear. The Foo Fighters seemed to be drawn to the conflict, like moths to a flame. Their motives, however, remained a complete mystery. Pilots described the Foo Fighters as glowing orbs of light, often red, orange, or white. Some reported seeing multiple lights flying in formation. The lights were said to be capable of incredible speeds and maneuvers. They would often fly alongside Allied bombers, pacing them as if observing their every move. In the Pacific, the Foo Fighters took on a slightly different form. Pilots reported seeing large glowing spheres, often described as being the size of a house. These objects would hover silently in the sky. Their presence was unnerving, to say the least. The vastness of the Pacific Ocean only amplified the feeling of isolation and vulnerability felt by the pilots. The Foo Fighters seemed to be watching them, their intentions unknown. One particularly chilling account came from a B-29 bomber crew flying a mission over Japan. They reported a large glowing sphere following their plane. The object, they said, seemed to be made of some sort of metallic material and emitted a low humming sound. It stayed with the bomber for several minutes before suddenly accelerating away at an incredible speed. The crew was left shaken and bewildered by the encounter. What they had seen defied explanation. The Foo Fighter phenomenon was not limited to the battlefields of World War II. Sightings were reported from neutral countries as well. In Sweden, for example, there were numerous reports of ghost rockets streaking across the sky. These objects, often described as glowing cigar-shaped craft, were seen by both military personnel and civilians. The Swedish government even launched an investigation into the phenomenon, but no conclusive explanation was ever found. The Foo Fighter sightings, coupled with the ghost rocket reports from Sweden and other neutral countries, suggested that the phenomenon was global in scope. It seemed that no corner of the world was immune to the strange lights in the sky. The question on everyone's mind was, what were they? Were they secret weapons, natural phenomena, or something else entirely? The lack of a clear explanation only fueled speculation. Some whispered of secret German technology, perhaps advanced aircraft, or experimental weapons. Others suggested that the Foo Fighters were evidence of extraterrestrial visitors, observing humanity's self-destructive tendencies from afar. The theories were as varied as they were imaginative. But in the absence of concrete evidence, the true nature of the Foo Fighters remained a tantalizing mystery. Despite the numerous sightings and widespread reports, the Foo Fighter phenomenon remained largely unexplained. The war ended and the world moved on, but the mystery of the Foo Fighters lingered, a testament to the unknown and a reminder that even in the midst of the most tumultuous events in human history, there are still things that defy explanation. The Foo Fighters became a footnote in the annals of World War II, a strange and unexplained chapter in a conflict that had already seen its fair share of horrors and wonders. The darkness of the European night was frequently punctuated by the drone of aircraft engines and the burst of anti-aircraft fire. For the Allied pilots, every mission was a dance with death. Amidst the chaos, a new terror emerged, the Foo Fighters. Lurking just beyond reason, they toyed with the men who challenged the night sky. In December 1944, Lieutenant Fred Ringwald and his crew encountered one on their return from a bombing raid. Their B-17, battered but not broken, lumbered through the night sky. Suddenly, Ringwald spotted a bright orange light off the starboard wing. It moved with impossible agility, keeping pace with the bomber. The crew watched, mesmerized and terrified. Ringwald attempted to shake off the mysterious pursuer. He banked sharply to the left, then pulled up into a steep climb. The light followed every move, as if tethered to the bomber. It was a game of cat and mouse, with the crew as the terrified prey. The light would vanish, only to reappear, pulsing with an eerie glow. The encounter lasted minutes, though it felt like an eternity. The Foo Fighters suddenly shot off into the darkness. Ringwald and his crew, shaken but unharmed, returned to base with an unbelievable story. The Foo Fighters seemed to be particularly active over the skies of Germany. Pilots reported seeing them near industrial centers, military installations, and even concentration camps. Some speculated that the Foo Fighters were there to observe the Nazi war machine, silent witnesses to the horrors unfolding below. Others wondered if they were drawn to the immense energy released during bombing raids, the raw power of destruction somehow attracting their attention. One theory that circulated among the pilots was that the Foo Fighters were some kind of advanced German secret weapon. The Germans, known for their technological prowess, had already unleashed the V-1 and V-2 rockets upon the Allies. Could the Foo Fighters be the next step in their arsenal of terror? The lights, some argued, might be unmanned drones, remotely controlled from secret bunkers deep within Germany. The idea of the Foo Fighters as German weapons, however, had its flaws. The lights never exhibited any hostile behavior towards Allied aircraft. They never fired upon them, never attempted to interfere with their missions. If anything, the Foo Fighters seemed content to observe, their motives as unfathomable as their technology. The pilots, for their part, were happy to avoid any confrontation with the unknown. They had enough to worry about, without adding mysterious flying lights to the list. Despite the lack of aggression from the Foo Fighters, their presence had a profound impact on the morale of the Allied aircrews. The already dangerous task of flying combat missions over enemy territory was made even more stressful by the knowledge that something unknown was watching their every move. The Foo Fighters were a constant reminder that even in the midst of war, there were forces beyond human comprehension. The Foo Fighters were not always content with simply observing. Pilots described the lights flying in formation, mimicking maneuvers, and even responding to signals. As Allied planes approached the English coast, the Foo Fighters disappeared into the night sky. The encounter left more questions than answers, adding to the enigma of the mysterious lights. The Foo Fighter phenomenon baffled pilots and military authorities alike. Theories range from enemy weapons to psychological operations, but none provided clear answers. Project Sign emerged to investigate UFO sightings driven by curiosity and fear. The truth remained elusive, obscured by wartime paranoia and lack of evidence. One theory attributed Foo Fighter sightings to St. Elmo's fire, a luminous plasma discharge. Proponents argued that atmospheric conditions could create this phenomenon. However, St. Elmo's fire is typically stationary, unlike the agile Foo Fighters. The mystery persisted, defying simple explanations. A radical theory suggested Foo Fighters were extraterrestrial spacecraft. Their advanced technology and behavior hinted at an origin beyond human understanding. The idea of alien visitors gained traction as conventional explanations failed. The lack of concrete evidence left the mystery open to endless speculation. World War II's fear and uncertainty took a toll on pilots' psyches. Foo Fighters added a surreal layer to their terrifying experiences. Some pilots saw them as hallucinations, others as secret weapons or extraterrestrial visitors. The phenomenon became a symbol of the unknown, fueling anxiety and speculation. Military authorities struggled to address the Foo Fighter phenomenon. Official responses mix secrecy and denial, suppressing reports to prevent panic. Pilots shared their stories in hushed tones, creating an open secret. The mystery lingered, haunting veterans and fueling speculation long after the war. The Foo Fighter phenomenon has become a cornerstone of UFO lore. It played a pivotal role in shaping early UFO research and inspired popular culture. The true nature of Foo Fighters remains elusive, defying explanation. They serve as a reminder of the vastness of the unknown and the limits of human understanding. The mystery of the Foo Fighters continues to flicker in collective memory. Despite decades of research, no definitive answer has emerged. The allure lies in their resistance to explanation and defiance of categorization. Foo Fighters remain a testament to the limits of human understanding. The Foo Fighter sightings of World War II, though unique in their historical context, were not isolated incidents. They emerged as part of a larger tapestry of unexplained aerial phenomena that has captivated and confounded humanity for centuries. From ancient tales of celestial beings to modern accounts of unidentified flying objects, the skies above have long been a canvas for our hopes, fears, and enduring fascination with the unknown. The Foo Fighters, however, hold a distinct place within this broader narrative. Emerging from the crucible of global conflict, witnessed by hardened pilots and documented in military reports, they brought a new level of urgency and credibility to the discussion of UFOs. No longer relegated to the realm of folklore or the ramblings of eccentric stargazers, the Foo Fighter phenomenon demanded attention, forcing governments and scientists to confront the possibility of aerial entities beyond our current understanding. The investigations that followed, though often shrouded in secrecy and hampered by Cold War paranoia, marked the beginning of a more systematic approach to studying UFOs. Project Sign, the US government's first foray into this uncharted territory, laid the groundwork for future research efforts, establishing protocols for data collection, analysis, and, perhaps most importantly, acknowledging the need for serious scientific inquiry into a phenomenon that refused to be ignored. The Foo Fighters, in a sense, served as a catalyst, propelling the UFO phenomenon from the fringes of public consciousness into the realm of legitimate scientific inquiry. They challenged long-held assumptions, expanded the boundaries of possibility, and forced us to confront the humbling realization that our understanding of the universe, for all our technological advancements, remains woefully incomplete. The Foo Fighters may have vanished from the skies as mysteriously as they appeared, but their legacy continues to burn bright, a beacon illuminating the uncharted territories of our collective imagination. They serve as a potent reminder that the universe is vast, enigmatic, and teeming with possibilities that challenge the limits of human comprehension. Their story, passed down through generations, has become interwoven with our cultural mythology, inspiring countless works of science fiction, conspiracy theories, and earnest attempts to unravel the truth behind the unexplained. The Foo Fighters, in a sense, have transcended their historical origins, becoming archetypes, symbols of our enduring fascination with the unknown. The Foo Fighters, perhaps more than any other UFO phenomenon, remind us that the pursuit of knowledge is an ongoing journey, not a destination. They teach us to question our assumptions, embrace the unknown, and approach the universe with a sense of humility and wonder. For in the vastness of space, as in the unexplored corners of our own minds, there will always be mysteries that elude easy answers, phenomena that defy categorization, and experiences that challenge the very fabric of what we believe to be true. So the next time you find yourself gazing up at a star-filled sky, let your thoughts drift back to those wartime pilots soaring through the darkness, their aircraft shadowed by enigmatic lights.